A few notes about the Kotel. Legend has it that David HaMelech was zeicha to build this wall of the Har Bayis, even though he was forbidden. Nasan HaNavi told him he was not allowed to build the Beis HaMikdash, and the remarkable thing that David continued to do was to do everything he could for the building of the Beis HaMikdash, which he knew he would not be zeicha to do. But he bought the land and he collected all the materials for it. The legend has it that David HaMelech actually built the Kotel Maravi, and that's why we have a haftacha that it'll never be destroyed, because anything built by David and Moshe, the hands of the enemies cannot get a hold of. We have a Messiah from already the year 4000 of people davening dafka at the Kotel Maravi. Although the Ramban and others were said to have davened, they davened by Har Zeisim on the other side, so on the eastern side. There are none for that. The Shechina is on that side. If you go to Bar Ilan, you can get an amazing view of the Har Bayis from there. If you notice, each brick in the wall of the Kotel is about 2 centimeters shallower, thinner than the one below it. It's kind of like a pyramid. It gets thinner and thinner as it goes up. And the wall up here is crazy thick. You could only imagine just how thick the base of the Kotel is. Medrash Rabbah says that the Shechina never left the western wall of Har Bayis. Although the Shechina did leave by the Churban, they went to the Har Zeisim first and waited for us to do tshuva. But the Shechina never left the Kotel Maravi. The Ramchal says that the Shechina here is like the loose bone of a human, where someone who eats Malav Malka, Chazal say there's a special bone that gets fed from Malav Malka, and that is the bone which the entire body of a person is regenerated from by Tchias HaMesim. The Kotel Maravi is a loose bone of the Beis HaMikdash, and it will be rebuilt from the Shechina in the Kotel Maravi. Deep concept. The Medrash Eicha says that there was this general finger, Pangar, who was sent by Aspasianus to destroy the Beis HaMikdash, and he left the Kotel standing. And when challenged, Aspasianus said, hey, I told you to destroy Yerushalayim. He said, I left the Kotel Maravi so that people can see what you did conquer, and it'll bring a covet to you. And it's like one of the many times that the Kotel was left intact inexplicably. Rabbi Yaakov Emden says that since the Churban, all of the tefillas of Klal Yisrael come to the Kotel Maravi, and that's the ladder that sends all the tefillas ascend through to the Kisei HaKavod, and as opposed to the Evan Shasiya, the Kodesh Kodashim, now the Shechina is here in the Kotel, and that's where all the tefillas ascend from. The Evan Shasiya itself is a remarkable location, which is wildly underrated. First of all, that's where the dirt was collected. Hashem took dirt from the Evan Shasiya, that spot, the center of the universe, to create Adam HaRishon. It was in that spot that Adam HaRishon brought his karbonos. It was a spot where Cain and Hevel brought their legendary karbonos. It's where Noach brought his karbonos when he left the Teva. It's where Akedah Yitzchak happened. When Yaakov Avinu was climbing, saw the ladder in his dream, and he went to sleep surrounded by rocks, and the famous Medrash Rashi brings that when he woke up, all the rocks gathered together into one. Hashem took that one rock that every molecule of these rocks wanted to have the tzaddik rest on their head, and Hashem took that rock, which Yaakov then anointed with his oil, and he turned it into the Taburoi Shel Olam, the center, the belly button, the torso of the universe. The area in front of the Kotel has the din of a Beis HaKnesses, according to everybody, even though there's no roof, although Moses Montefiore, who built the top of the Kotel over there, those small stones, he had plans of building a roof, but that never came to fruition. But even without a roof, it has the same din as the Azara, which doesn't have a roof. Everyone comes here to daven. This is definitely a Beis HaKnesses. Rapam says sharply that those who are going to be talking during duchening at the Kotel, those are going to be the same guys who are going to be talking while the Kehanim are going to be doing the Avoid, and the Levim are going to be in the actual duchen in the Beis HaMikdash. Some people are just, now's a good time to start practicing. Reb Shlomo Zviel introduced the idea of davening for 40 days at the Kotel. he based it on the medrash that says that sometimes it takes 40 days for a tefillah to be answered. Although that medrash is talking about that you don't always get the response immediately. It can take have a 40-day delay. But Rav Shlomo Chazvil did it himself. He davened here consistently for 40 days, and he encouraged others to. And there's been a tremendous a slew of stories of Yeshuas that people got from davening here for 40 days. People have been davening at the Kotel Marvi forever. After the Churban, obviously we went straight to Galus, but we have throughout the generations, people have been trying to sneak a peek, being able to get as close as they can from any side they can to be able to daven at the Har Bayis, begging to come back in. And there are documentations of Goyim saying that this is that spot where the Jews come every year and cry and tear their clothing and mourn what we lost. A famous story of Napoleon, who said that people who are mourning something from 1,000, 2,000 years ago, surely they will get it back. But in 1517, when Sultan Suleiman took over and he built the walls of the old city, legend has it that he even gave the Jews a place to daven by the Kotel, and they had a freedom to daven there for quite a while. Although in the mid-1600s already, we have documentation that by Purim we were not allowed to be davening here. During the 6 Day War, there were people who were climbing up near Shartzion to be able to catch a glimpse from the rooftops. Although even there were Arab snipers who were shooting people who were trying to catch a glimpse of the bottom of the southern wall of Har Bayis. It's a tremendous chos, underrated. The whole raid, when we recaptured the Har Bayis, and Yom Yerushalayim celebrates that. The paratroopers who landed on the other side, on the eastern side, and walked in, they were not given direct orders to do that. And it was a rogue operation that was wildly successful, unexpectedly, and that whole call that you could hear on the radios of Har Bayis B'Yadenu, which rocked the world. Famous picture of Shlomo Goren blowing the shofar here. You can see the emotion on the soldiers' faces of being able to stand here at a place where it wasn't Pashut. People, you look back just a little while ago, and you had a little crevice between the Moroccan houses. It was just a tiny little alley scrunched in, and the Arabs would beat up people who would try to walk here. But people were Moshe Nefesh to be able to daven at this Kotel. And we should be zeichet to be able to get a lot further. It's a bittersweet place to daven because, we really want to be on the other side. Why are we duchening here when there should be an actual duchen, a platform, on the other side? Why is our avodah here? We finish, like inside there is the real avodah and the real Torah, and we should be zeicha very soon to be able to daven inside in the Beis HaMikdash. This is the legendary building of Eish HaTorah, Noach Weinberg's most successful, massive project, where he took over the world by storm. Now, as an epicenter for Kirov, whether it's their website, aish.com, or right here, or they all over the world, people send people to come learn about the tshuva here in Aish. This building was bought for $1. There was an old Ottoman ruin here, and the Israeli government raffled it off to whoever can make the best pitch for an organization who can do the most for the Jewish people. And Aish won, and now they get to enjoy this.